What's going on, YouTube? Anthony here. If you've been following me at all on my channel, you know I've been doing this crazy move of all these tanks around. I added my 110 out here with my microthalamus, the Parachromis motoguensis. I also have in here my Chuco intermedium. I only have 2 of those. I hope I have a male and female. I don't know where I'm going to get others if I don't. And then I've got my Mikai in here. And this 110. I'm still trying to decide if I love this or if I hate it. You see this chair here? See the tanks here? Check this out. I can go and I can sit in this chair right here. By the way, these old wicker chairs, man, they just don't make chairs like they used to. This thing is so comfortable. I've fallen asleep in it before. So this tank's dirty. I tried to feed these guys food that was too big for them. Look at that. They couldn't eat it all. So I'll have to do a water change on this tank. It's a couple days out. It's been 2 days since I've done a water change, so the water's a little cloudy. The 120. Let me sit in this chair here and show you what my view looks like. Oh, you can see me a little bit. So if I look over here, oh, there's my hand. If I look over here, I got my Arius Fry. Over here, we've got the 120. All the fish you see in this tank are for sale. Some really cool fish there. Most of them are just grow outs, fish that I grew out, and I bought several of them to get a pair, and I got my pair, and what's left over is up for grabs. And over here I've got my 150. See glares all over the place. There's a 72 bow front there. You can see over on the left hand side my Jag is just looking great. Look at these two. They're squaring up. Gills out, colored up. Gosh, I love that fish, man. Big thanks to a Clockwork Orange. Jeff, thank you, buddy. I frickin' love this fish. He's beautiful. He's a real joy to keep. So in here, I've got all these guys. We did a little video on them. Over here, look at this crap. I faced it the other way so it looked better for the rest of the house. In here, I've got all of my Motas. There's the biggest of the Motas right there. Looking great. Some more there. Some more right there. Very cool fish. My Mikai are just getting their butts kicked in here. Feel really bad for them, but they're old dogs. They've been in here they've been around a long time. They can handle it, I'm sure. Just sucks. Their fins are getting a little messed up. These guys are aggressive, man. These Chuco microthalamus, they're aggressive. They're tank mates. Let's talk a little bit about what I plan on doing in the future here. So in here we have Parachromis motoguensis, Chuco microthalamus, Chuco intermedium, and Therichthys mikai. You guys have seen my Therichthys passionis. The mikai, the passionis, and the intermedium, which we can see an intermedium right here, are all going in one tank as the Rio Passion. The Rio Passion biotope. You guys know I like the biotopes. The Parachromis motoguensis and the Chuco microthalamus will be going, oh, and those guys for that Rio Passion will be in that 120 over there eventually in my son's room once I get a background on it and get it all scaped up right and get rid of all these fish. And then the Chuco microthalamus and the Parachromis motoguensis, I'd like to have a pair of the Motas, maybe a male and a couple females. One male and 2 females is really my favorite way to keep fish. I mean, you can see I've got female Chuco microthalamus, another female Chuco microthalamus down there, and then my male right there. That's just the way I like to keep fish. I do it with my lion's eye. It's just my favorite way to keep them. I don't know why. It's just what works for me. So it'd be nice to have those guys in a 150, the microthalamus and the Motaguensis. I've got 13 Motas in here, 13 of these young Motas, so I'm sure I'll get a really nice pair out of them. They were originally from Justin's, that's JK47's pair. I think his are F1, unrelated F1, or maybe unrelated Wildcat. I don't remember. I think they're unrelated F1. Anyways, that's for that tank, those two tanks. So that's a 150 and a 120 worth of fish right there. Everybody knows here, this 150, this isn't going to change except for it'll turn into a 300, I'm hoping, eventually, a 10 by 2 by 2, maybe an 8 by 30 by 2. I don't know, we'll see. But nothing's going to change about this. I really like the stock that I have. I might end up getting rid of this not quite as good looking male. Those are F1, Lake Hiloa Jags, very beautiful fish. There's two of them in here. This one's good looking too, just not quite as good looking as the other one. So I'll end up keeping this one, I'm sure. Look at that. Get out of here, man. What a stunning fish. Get away from me. Anyways, and then over here, these guys are going into a 180. I have 4 Bakortai. You can see the big one front and center. He's 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half inches. I've got 2 others that are 5.5 inches and another one that's about 3.5 inches. And then I've got probably 8 Thorichthyes aureus in here. You can see kind of in the front, middle, down a little bit. There's the male. Another really good looking male over there in that corner. There's probably 8 of them in here. Some of them are much smaller, like this one right here. It's much smaller. That's their babies back there in that 40, by the way. Anyways, and then we have Xiphophorus maiae in here. Sorry for my kitchen in the background. Those guys will all be going into a 180. The 180 that's in my living room. And, yeah. So that's that. Again, this drives me freaking insane. Having all these fish tanks out here drives me nuts. I'm trying to figure out if I love it or I hate it. I mean, I could just sit in that chair for hours. I have. I just finished this up about 2 hours ago, and I've been sitting there forever. It's just awesome. But at the same time, it's stressful. I hate bare-bottom tanks. They look so incomplete to me, but it's the best way to keep things clean. So most of these tanks are bare-bottom. And, yeah, filtration. I've got sponges, big sponge, big sponge, big sponge, big sponge, and all of these. On this one, I've got a Filstar XP4 and XP2. On this one, Fluval FX5. Check that out, guys. That's what you feed right there. NLS, New Life Spectrum. It's all I feed. All I feed. Oh, and this is the entirety of my medication here. ProziPro, tap water conditioner. If you do enough water changes, your fish shouldn't get sick. It's just the reality of it. Anyways, so that's those. Filtration on the 150. Let's open this sucker up. So it's a wet dry sump. Not too big. Pretty good size. I like it. Good flow. Works well. I put this in here. This thing right here, this grating, because there was fish in there at one point. I didn't want them to go over and get sucked into that pipe. Anyway, so that's that one. Close that up. There we go. Over here we have an FX5. I prefer Eheim over Fluval, but I've been working with the Fluval. It works pretty good, I guess. And I got a little Just a little aqua clear power head on here for some flow for these guys. There's a bunch in here. There's horrible glares everywhere. There's quite a few fry in there. Those are the Therichthys aureus from my really good looking pair over there. But I'm back to sitting in this spot here, and I just thought I'd kind of give everybody an update of what's going on. Let everybody see what's going on as this all happens. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it.